Come see us on tour in Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there.
Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show, everybody. Keaton Weiss here with Russell Dobular filling in for Jimmy through Monday. So the Jimmy Carter funeral was this week, and we have some video that we want to show you from that of Barack Obama and Donald Trump getting along fairly well, despite this history of headlines here. Our worst impulses unleashed. Obama assails Trump as threat to democracy. Barack Obama warns of dangerous Trump return. We've seen that movie before. Madman, racist, sexist pig. New book details Obama's real thoughts on Trump. Yes, but if you saw the festivities this week at Jimmy Carter's funeral, a rare image of presidential unity. Wow, that is a great image indeed. And here's Donald Trump grabbing Obama's ear, having quite the good time, it seems.
So then I grabbed her by the pussy.
What do you think he's saying? I think he's saying, I bet when I go, they're not going to throw me a shindig like this. I don't think they're going to do that. You think my funeral will be this nice? I don't think so. I think they hate me. So there you have it. Barack Obama, Donald Trump getting along pretty well.
Don't get me wrong. Michelle's got an ass like liquid sunshine, but Melania, I think she's got her beat.
I think she's got her beat. With all due respect. With all due respect. Proud Socialist says it's crazy how in the span of 2 months, Obama went from calling Trump a threat to democracy to laughing with him. Makes you realize how unserious the Democrat Party really is. They don't even believe the rhetoric that they use to scare the American people into voting for them. Well, of course, Nick Cruz from RBN, Socialist MMA on Twitter.
This was great. I screenshotted this and shared it.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine cutting off close friends and family members because they didn't vote for your team. Meanwhile, this is the ruling class. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Y'all remember when Trump questioned the legitimacy of Obama's birth certificate for years? You'd never know it now. Don't get your blood pressure up fighting for these politicians. They're fine. Worry about yourself and your community. Yes, that is right. That is right. Rich Haskins says, I work.
Doug's checking on the nanny there.
Yeah. Well, we have more footage of them, which is actually much funnier. Rich Haskins says, I worked in Congress and saw how it really is. These people hug and pat each other on the back, and then they call each other names on camera. They're all playing a game. Just know that. Yeah, here's once again. Russell mentions often that, had the Democrats believed any of what they said about Trump, they would not have voted to increase his spying powers when he was president the first time.
Of course not.
That should have been the dead
He's
giveaway.
a Manchurian candidate. Come on.
Exactly. They called him a Russian agent, basically a Putin puppet. Right?
They literally voted, including Nancy Pelosi. They voted to increase his spying powers. Why would you do that? If he's a Russian agent.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, that gives a lot of credence to the idea that, yes, it all at the end of the day is what, as George Carlin says?
Club. And you ain't in it. Big club. It's a big club. And you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
You and I are not in the big club. Well, apparently who's also not in the biggest of big clubs would be Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff, because they were definitely not feeling the vibes. They were definitely not in
They weren't
on the
feeling the
fun.
love.
Oh, no, not at all. This is the real funny video from this exchange. So there they are. They start talking. She checks him out. She huffs and turns around. And look at Emhoff. Emhoff's sitting there stiff as a board, making sure not to look back there. And there they are talking. And look at that. Oh, boy. They are not loving that. They are not loving that at all. I love that where she gives a look and then she turns around. Wonder what he's saying to her. What do you think Trump is saying? If Trump were a real troll, what would he be saying? He's like, I know we don't see eye to eye on much, Barack, but you know what we have in common? We're both two-term presidents. We both won the presidency twice. Unlike some people in this room, and I'm not just talking about the guy in the box up there. I'm talking about some other people in the crowd here. We got another few losers among us. See, you and I, we both won 2 presidential elections. I mean, I won 3, actually. I know it's a sore subject. I don't mean to bring that up. The only reason I say it, because I won 3, what that means is that Biden and Kamala, they won 0. They won 0. They're losers. So, you know what we have in common, Barack? We're winners, and they're losers. So, you know, we can put our differences aside and celebrate that, can we not?
Willie Brown told me she worked his prostate like a balloon animal.
Yeah. He's just talking about what a loser she is right behind her. You know, she's sitting right there. That's what I choose to believe. Although there haven't been any like lip readers coming out with their analysis of like what actually was said there. But yeah, no, Kamala and Emhoff. I mean, look at Emhoff.
Oh yeah.
Emhoff is like, no. I'm not even going to look. Melania looks pretty miserable too.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. She is really a mystery.
Yeah.
You just can't figure her out. Like, does she like this? Did she want to go back to the White House? Did she not?
Yeah, it's hard to figure.
It's very hard to read her.
Yeah.
Is she just a trophy wife, or is she kind of into him? Sometimes it seems like she is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems like she's not. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. Yeah,
She didn't rejoice the way you might have expected after Butler. You know,
right.
She actually seemed kind of upset, which I don't think anyone saw coming.
Right. Yeah. No, she is harder to figure. But the people not hard to figure in that video are Kamala and Emhoff. They're sitting up front. They're not sitting in the row.
Humiliated.
Yeah. Absolutely humiliated. Yes, they're in the losers row. President's in the second row.
Candidates
in the first
row. She's going to take it out on me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put on the collar and bark for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Well, also, listen, don't forget, not only, do you have, Trump and Obama yucking it up there in the second row, but also, I mean, what's got to be fresh in the mind of Kamala, and we'll see as the live stream goes on, we have some more video of Biden and Kamala side by side. Biden had a grand old time with Donald Trump when he came to the White House for the post-election visit. Yeah. He was smiling ear to ear. Like, they seem to get along just great. So it really does seem like Kamala's the odd person out here.
Yeah. From everything that we know from O'Brien's interview with Tucker, on to all the staff people who have described their dealings with her, it sounds like she's just a really horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, she seems pretty brutal.
Like, even behind the scenes, it sounds like she's just really unlikable.
Well, the resentment is kind of starting to come out. I won't jump the gun on future segments, but you could see in video interactions, between her and the Biden people, that is definitely a frayed relationship at this point.
Sure.
At this point.
Well, because you have a narcissistic sociopath who blames them for her losing, and you have them saying, oh my God, how did she even get into the White House, much less on that ticket?
Yep, absolutely.
Our sponsor, Colonial Metals Group, helped me with my goal of protecting my financial future. Being at the whim of the stock market or the current administration does not make me feel safe or secure. But having a self-directed IRA where I can safely store gold and silver, assets that have stood the test of time, no matter what the economy or the government policies are, makes sense to me. Colonial Metals Group has helped me create a self-directed IRA where I can have direct access to my assets. Let the team of experts over at Colonial Metals Group help you protect your family's future. Their level of professionalism and ability to listen make it easy for you to learn everything you need to know about preserving all you've worked for. Maybe you're just getting started, or maybe you're already in a 401k or an IRA, or you're thinking about your parents' retirement. Regardless, Colonial Metals Group can help. We put together a special offer for our audience. Click now on the link in the description or call below our special 800 number. You can receive a safe and up to $7,500 in free silver. Check it. Look into it. That's all I'm saying. The number is 888-910-1419. 888-910-1419. Come see us on tour in Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there.